Hello everybody, it is Yami Fujita. I like how I started the stream right at the start of the music. Now we are back once again with Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. With the final chapter, I should say, of Danganronpa 2. Oh, we've finally gotten inside that ancient ruin door. Now, mind you, this ancient ruin was on the second island. But of course, it was the biggest secret of the entire game. We walked through the doors of the ancient ruin, and again, I said a long time ago that the door on the ancient ruin strongly resembled the door at the front of Hope's Peak Academy. And I had no idea how right I actually was. They walk through the doors, and all of a sudden, they end up in Hope's Peak Academy. But in some very distorted form. So now we are once again back at Hope's Peak Academy for the first time since the beginning of this game. And now investigating the secrets of Jabberwock Island and learning about the most tragic, most horrific incident in all of human history, and the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy, because those are two separate things. The tragedy of Hope's Peak is separate from the most tragic, horrific incident of all human history, whatever they're calling it. According to what we had just read through yesterday, the tragedy was the protesting of the Reserve Corps students. But the tragic, horrific incident is the 13 students that ended up getting killed. Now, I went back on the transcript because I wanted to figure out this conversation again. So again, Monokuma asked Hajime, do you know about the final days of the Reserve Corps students during the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy? And Hajime said, final days? And then he says Junko has the power to change people's values, and he's talking about Junko, who was the mastermind in the last game. This is also true of famous people throughout history. And then Hajime again says, what do you mean, final days? But what happened to the reserve department? They fulfilled their role as disposable limbs. They believed in what they needed to do. And so the 2,357 students of the reserve department all committed a mass suicide. A mass unaliving? All 2,357 students? Oops, it wasn't all of them. One person was excluded. One person was excluded, huh? Is that me? I don't believe it. There's no way I can believe this. Ultimate despair, Junko Enoshima? It doesn't scare me at all. I mean, Junko Enoshima is already dead. Uh-huh. Yeah, because again, that's her. Just gonna be grayer out, but you can still see it. Or at least that's her in one of her several split personalities. So they still think that she's dead. They're still under the impression that she's dead. But we know that she's not. Junko's already dead? What does that mean? Well, why does Fuyuhiko know about that? Hey, Fuyuhiko, is it true what you said? Junko Enoshima's really dead? Huh? What? You didn't see? There's a book called Manga for Morons Killing School Life. In that bloody classroom. A bloody classroom? No, wait. What was that you said about the killing school life? Like the killings we were involved in, they were killings that happened at Hope's Peak Academy. As I recall, the mastermind took her own life because the remaining students worked together to defeat her. Oh wait, that's right, at the end. You're talking about at the end. Yeah, that's what it was. The killing school life ended up failing in the end. As a result, the 6 students who survived managed to escape from the academy. For a manga about the killing school life, it was drawn with a lot of silly images and dumb gags. According to that, the mastermind behind the failed killing school life was Junko Enoshima. The mastermind took her own life, which means Junko Enoshima is dead. Turns out that killing school life was part of that whole biggest, most awful whatever incident. Junko took away the memories of former students of Hope's Peak Academy and forced them to kill each other. Former students of Hope's Peak Academy. She took away their memories. That's just like us. Apparently the whole thing was being filmed by surveillance cameras and broadcasted worldwide. There's a limit to being a cruel asshole. The surveillance cameras were broadcasting the whole thing? The students of Hope's Peak Academy are widely known as symbols of hope. By forcing people to watch these symbols of hope kill each other for the sake of survival, they were trying to fill everyone who watched the broadcast with despair all at once. That's messed up. But that messed up plan was stopped. Junko failed. Junko lost to the students she placed in her trap, and after being overcome by the despair she created, she took her own life. Then Junko's no more. He's not answering. No matter how horrible she was, there's no reason to fear someone who's dead. Whether Monokuma's story is true or not doesn't matter. Junko Enoshima isn't alive anymore. Then, who is our enemy? If Junko is already dead, are the rest of the Ultimate Despairs behind this? Are the followers of Junko carrying out her will? That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, the killings we're involved in resemble that killing school life. Well, I don't know who the hell is imitating Junko and making us go through this, but an imitation is just that, an imitation. If the students from Hope's Peak Academy stop the real deal, there's no way we'll lose to some fake. But if this is really an imitation, are those surveillance cameras the same too? The cameras all over Jabberwock Island. Are they broadcasting to somewhere? Just like the surveillance cameras during the killing school life? Man, Hajime, you totally know about that story, huh? What? Do you have a problem with that? Well, I really wanted you to read the manga version since I took the time to draw it. Oh well, I'll just raise the flag. Flag? What do you mean, raise the flag? What's gonna happen if you do that? One step at a time, you're getting closer to clearing my character out. You're not making sense again. Now then, I'll give you guys my all. I'll tell you everything I know, including information on the outside and the inside. I'll raise them flags like crazy. Now we're on the 4th floor. Huh? It changed to a different hallway again. It's so sudden. What's going on to make something like this happen, and why are we... Well, you know what? No, I know exactly why we're going from the 5th to the 4th, from the 5th to the 1st floor. Oh, you know what? No. We were on the first floor first, then we jumped to the 5th floor, so we're gonna hit the 2nd floor last. Yeah, the second floor has a lot to offer, but I wanted to see if that classroom, it was either 5B or 5C that was completely bloody. Anyway, no, I've already decided that I'm not gonna be surprised. That's right. There's no time for me to be surprised with something like this. Can't go in the chemistry lab. Akane's twitching her nose like a beast and examining her surroundings. Hey, what happened? Well, you know, it's just my gut, but I feel like someone's getting closer. What do you mean? Who? I don't know. It's just my gut after all. But still, her gut's pretty impressive. For some reason, it's strangely intuitive. And Monokuma did say something about the main cast coming. It's surprising, but her gut must be correct again this time. The heck is that floating cube? Well, I can't go that way. Can't go that way. Of course, we can't go in the data lab. We can go in the music hall, or music room. Why is there a Future Foundation symbol on this glitching thing? This looks like the music room. I feel like I can see something strange. Looks like it's some sort of monument. Why would there be a monument in the music room? And not just that. The mark engraved in the monument is the symbol of the Future Foundation, right? Below that symbol, there's a short passage engraved. To combat the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, the graduates of Hope's Peak Academy were among the many who established the Future Foundation. What? The Future Foundation was established by the graduates of Hope's Peak Academy? Aren't they known as World Ender? This is completely different. Monokuma, he completely made it up. It's a very nice looking grand piano, might be very valuable. Ibuki might have been able to play this. It's another hologram just floating around up here. What is this? Words are floating in the air. It's like a hologram, right? The floating letters are forming a sentence. Looks like a passage from an email. Regarding the report we gave you the other day. We have obtained information, a person who claims to be a survivor of Hope's Peak Academy. Upon further investigation, there are a total of 15 survivors. 15. You may be wondering about the number of people at this time. If they're survivors of Hope's Peak Academy, it's possible they may be targeted by ultimate despair. We believe we should acquire them and place them in our care as soon as possible. Though I don't believe the group can go that far without Yuka and Oshima rallying them. In a worst-case scenario, we must prevent a repeat of the killing school life. Also, if they are survivors of Hope's Peak Academy, we should expect them to be quite valuable to us. However, we are still investigating the details of their origins, and we haven't located them either. We'll continue investigating this matter. And also, regarding a separate matter, we've received a report from the research facility on Jabberwock Island. Preparations have been completed. It seems we can proceed with the experimental phase of the Neo World program. Survivors of Hope's Peak Academy? 15 students? Is that about us? Excluding Chiaki, who was part of the Future Foundation, there were definitely 15 of us, but... what does survivors mean? It's like they're talking from some other world. What happened outside Jabberwock Island? If the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is really true, then the world isn't normal anymore. And maybe... I'm starting to feel like we might be getting off... not remembering them. I'm starting to feel like we might be better off not remembering the memories we've lost. Guess that's all the clues for here. It's finally confirmed. The Future Foundation's on our side, at least. They were founded by the graduates of Hope's Peak Academy, and they took us in to protect us. So Chiaki died for nothing. But Chiaki died for absolutely nothing. But if that's true, Chiaki should have made that clear to us. Usami tried to. No. As long as Monokuma was around, she probably couldn't say anything carelessly. Yeah, Usami tried to, but, as you said, with Monokuma watching them... Monokuma, if he's the Future Foundation's enemy, then his true identity must be... the ultimate despairs who caused the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The ones who are carrying out the will of Junko and Ashima are making us go through this. Also, this caught my attention in the email too. What is this research facility on Jabberwock Island mentioned in the email? What's that about? The only Future Foundation facility we found was that ancient ruin. There's no way that's the research facility. If there really is a research facility on this island, there should be other Future Foundation members here. Somehow there are still so many mysteries. Alright. What else can I look at right now? Not here. Nothing here. Speaking of which, let me just look at this pet, see how the pet's doing. Alright. Alright, we can't use any staircases. I'm not sure what else there is to investigate down here. Oh, we obviously can't go in there. What else is there to look at? Oh, the teacher's lounge. The office. List of subjects. This feels different from a classroom. Probably the office, right? I mean, the room kind of has that stuffy teacher vibe to it. The office, huh? Now that you mention it, it does look like that. Yeah. More importantly, have you seen Miss Sonia? I don't see her anywhere. You're always worried about her. I'm sure she's fine whatever she's doing. How much longer is this guy gonna be obsessed with Sonia? Give it up already. Exactly. Alright. But seriously, what are all these huge digital flowers doing up here? Flowers on top of the desk? Plus, they look strange to me. Are my eyes just tired? Another hologram. I'll come back to that. Wait, I can see Chiaki's name. All of our names. A list of subjects. Who's that on the newspaper? There's something written on the blackboard. What's written here? Now don't do this to me right now. A list of subjects is written on the blackboard in large letters. Just below that are names I've seen before. It's all of our names. But why is Hyoko's name written bigger than everybody else's? And why is her picture on the newspaper? Now, I made a joke at the very beginning of the game, at the very beginning of my playthrough of this, that Hyoko's appearance strongly, not 100%, but strongly resembles Junko's. It is quite suspicious that her picture is the only one being shown here. I'm gonna Google some pictures, and I am praying not to get spoiled by anything. Wait, I'm gonna... Okay. Yeah, so like I said, strongly resembles, but not 100%. Junko has blue eyes, Hyoko has green eyes. But their hair color is the same. Their hairstyle is similar. Alright, let me just look at this. There's a newspaper posted on the blackboard below that. Hyoko Sayonji is written there. What is this newspaper? I mean, does that even look... That's not even the same person. I was always confused as to why Hyoko, out of all of us, looks so much more like a little child than a teenager. Don't do this to me, man. Like, I was joking when I insinuated that they had a similar appearance and that we had to keep our eyes on her. Well, what is this? It says Miss Hyoko Sayonji. This can't mean the same Hyoko, right? I mean, the Hyoko we knew, she was much smaller and looked more childlike. It was pretty much her defining feature. But the photo in this newspaper, in a way, I can see the resemblance of Hyoko, but her height and figure, it's too different from the Hyoko we knew. Like, this looks more like a teenager than what Hyoko actually looks like. Well, what does this mean? What? This lady looks pretty mature. Is she Hyoko's older sister or something? No, it says Hyoko Sayonji here. Oh, then Hyoko has an older sister with the same first and last name. But that's not possible, man, come on. An older sister with the same first and last name? That's the only explanation, right? I mean, look at it for yourself, that's not Hyoko. But did you ever hear her mention an older sister? Well, it's not like I was that close to her or anything. She doesn't have an older sister. Hiyoko is the Saionji family's only daughter. If she doesn't have a sister, then a relative? No, there's still too much of a resemblance. That's Hiyoko. But what are you saying? Hiyoko doesn't have a curvy body like this? I mean, she was famous for her childlike figure. She got away with all kinds of crap for looking like that. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe she had a growth spurt. But what are you saying? She's already dead. There's no way she could have had a growth spurt. Well, regardless, all the clues I provided are true. If they weren't, it wouldn't be fair. What the heck? This is the truth? If this is the truth, then the Hiyoko in this newspaper... Is he really saying this is the same person? That's impossible. How can there be a photo of a grown-up Hiyoko when she's already dead? And why does this even exist? Could it be related to that list of subjects over there? Huh? If it says subjects, maybe it means there's some kind of experiment, right? Did that experiment change Hiyoko's body? What am I saying? Just saying it out loud makes it sound messed up. What experiment? If it's some kind of experiment, it would mean that we're also test subjects, right? I mean, our names are also written on the blackboard under that list of subjects. But what kind of experiment was it? What's going on? It better not have anything to do with time travel. Things just keep on getting crazier and crazier. An extremely overwhelming portrait is hanging on the wall. I feel like I've seen it before, but the name etched in the placard says Hope's Peak Academy founder Izuru Kamakura. The founder of Hope's Peak Academy, and his name is Izuru Kamakura. Doesn't this clearly contradict the information I obtained earlier? Damn it, another mystery. Oh wait, this hologram. There's letters floating in the air. Looks like a passage from an email someone wrote. I think it's the same one from earlier. Guess we should read it. We understand this matter regarding the survivors. In order to safely acquire them, please do your best in continuing your investigation. However, you must exercise extreme caution concerning the remnants of despair. Even though they've lost Junko and Urashima, the fact remains that they are incredibly dangerous. Even after her death, the tragedy has not ended. Perhaps there's still a leader on par with Junko and Urashima. As long as we do nothing about the remnants of despair, we will not be able to end this incident. For this reason, the remnants of despair must be immediately eliminated once they are discovered. Everything is for the sake of a shining future. Immediately eliminated? Does that mean this is in order to kill them? It doesn't sound peaceful at all. Well, I guess it's understandable. If the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is as terrible as it sounds, it's pretty much all-out war. If the remnants of despair are the ones waging that war, there's no way they'd be forgiven that easy. Okay, with this, you've totally raked all the flags on the floor. Congratulations, Hajime. You should now go on to the next stage. Next stage? The 3rd floor. This says old building. Damn it, not again? Wait, we can't look at the map. This entire time, was it always saying old building? The hallway's different from the last time. Guess when that flag Monokuma mentioned is raised, I've moved on to a different hallway than the last. But how can he do that? No, now's the time to be confused by that. But he said old building. This is what I thought the 3rd game would be. I didn't think we'd see this until the 3rd game. I'm gonna come back to that hallway. Nope, can't go this way. That way would have been the physics lab. I thought I saw a word written in there. I was gonna say, there's gotta be some room that's open. Here's the rec room. Why is everything floating? It's a billiard table, a dartboard, and a shelf lined with magazines. Hard to think a room like this actually exists inside a school. There's a file here. There's a dartboard, but this is still a school, right? Or did Monokuma just randomly make up this place? There's a lot of different magazines here. Fashion, motorcycles, martial arts, sports, computer, travel. There's even a magazine about cameras. Mahide would have been happy to see this. It's a file with Hope's Peak Academy's seal on it. It says confidential. That means this is a big secret, right? Why would an important document be here? Why am I even asking a question like that? Obviously, Monokuma's responsible. I was just thinking about something. I know that I have made it a very bad habit of constantly being suspicious of Sonia. But I seriously am worried about her name. Like, Sonia Nevermind? Like, that can't be her actual name. We gotta find her at some point, because she's been missing for a little bit. But it is very... Like, I really hope that I was not right to be suspicious of Hiyoko from the very beginning, because that would just be insane if I was right all along. Anyway, I need to confirm what's inside the file. About the Hope Cultivation Plan. For many years, Hope's Peak Academy has conducted rigorous research into various talents. The Hope Cultivation Plan seeks to use the fruits of our labor to further our true goal. With our hands, we will birth a true hope that will bring hope to the entire world. Truly, the program is the next innovation in providing the ultimate education. This plan has been the Academy's wish since its foundation, so we must succeed at all costs. What follows was a series of detailed instructions and intricate orders. It was full of difficult technical terms, and I had no idea what any of them meant. However, the word true hope left a strong impression on my mind for some reason. The Hope Cultivation Plan was created for the sake of birthing true hope. Hope's Peak Academy was behind something like that. I don't really get it, but there's something about these words. True hope, huh? Another hologram. What's this one say? Looks like another email. Regarding the report we gave you the other day, we have finally succeeded in acquiring them and have placed them in our care. Though they were all dispersed, we were successful in acquiring all 15 of them. And due to the fact that we are unable to ask them about specific details, it is unknown how they managed to survive the tragedy. It's been reported that some were wounded, so it seems certain that they survived under harsh conditions. Hang on. Over the course of our detailed investigation, we determined that they are of the same age as the others. So we have decided to entrust them to the survivors of the killing school life. As for the remnants of despair, there are still no solid leads regarding this matter, and we have no new information to report. We'll continue with the investigation. Once they are discovered, we shall eliminate them immediately. Everything is for the sake of a future filled with hope. It says here that they succeeded in acquiring them and have placed them in our care. That means we should have been protected by the Future Foundation, right? Then why is this happening? If the Future Foundation was protecting us, why were we forced to kill each other on this island? I guess it's not possible that the Future Foundation set this all up. Hi, my Hajime, if you keep worrying like that, you're gonna get a toothache and collapse. What? It's your fault! What is this hologram thing anyway? It's exactly what it looks like. They're the Future Foundation's emails. I thought they made the perfect clue, so I did a little bit of hacking here and there to get them. You can even do that? Whoever's controlling you seems to possess many talents. Well, who cares about me anyway? That's not important at all. There's no way that's not important. His true identity should connect everything to what's happening right now. And now we're on the second. Looks like I'm in a different hallway again. Why am I upside down? Pretty much used to it by now, but even so, what is this space? Am I dreaming or something? I mean, this is just totally disconnected from reality. What is happening to Akane? It's close. It's very close. Hang on, I'm gonna save. This music sounds insane. In 8-bit version. So, hang on guys, I'll be right back. I'm seriously need to try to stop pausing so much. Alright. And seriously need to stop pausing so much. Someone is coming. Akane's twitching her nose and examining her surroundings. Oh, we need to do the entire rest of this investigation now. Definitely real close. At least, that's what my gut's telling me. Then answer this with your gut. Is it an enemy or an ally? Let's see. My gut feeling is... both? He's right. They're both. Both? What do you mean? I don't know any details, it's just my gut after all. Well, that's true, I guess. And how can they be both an enemy and an ally? This is a dead end. Oh, fantastic. Can't go in here. What other rooms are there to go in? Oh, library. This must be a library. Monokuma probably left something here too. Should hurry up and find it. Nothing here? Just the hologram, that's it? It must be one of the Future Foundation emails. Should read it. To Future Foundation 14th Division, Makoto Naegi. So Makoto was a member of the Future Foundation as well. But where are you guys? What are you doing right now? What you're doing is a serious act of no, this is Makoto writing to the Future Foundation. But what you're doing is a serious act of treason. Do you understand? But why are you protecting the remnants of despair? It should be abundantly clear to you how dangerous it is to keep these people alive. Stay calm and think about this carefully. You guys are being lied to. Think carefully about what's important to bring the light of hope to the world. The 6 of you joined the Future Foundation because you agreed with our ideals, right? The Future Foundation rescued you from the tragedy you survived, and cooperated with recovering your memories. Immediately return the remnants of despair to our headquarters. Unless we eliminate them, the tragedy will never end. And everything is for the sake of a future filled with hope. What does this mean? The email suggested someone was trying to let the remnants of despair escape. This email is addressed to, it's addressed to Makoto. No, it's addressed to Makoto. But he's with the Future Foundation, right? Then why was he trying to protect the remnants of despair? Did he betray the Future Foundation? So no, that email was addressed to Makoto, asking him why he's helping the remnants of despair. There's gotta be some other room that I can go in. We still haven't seen everything yet. To be or not to be? Didn't I walk into a classroom? I don't really get it, but this looks like a laundry room. There's no use worrying about it, but I was in a school and now I'm suddenly in a laundry room? We'll get to that book in a second. That's Junko's face on there. This looks like a tablet computer. Looks like the power's on, too. Is this the next clue? I picked up the tablet and immediately started examining it. New World, Neo World Program. This word, Neo World, I seem to recall hearing it and seeing it in a few times already. The Neo World Program has another name. Psychotherapeutic Communication Simulator. The Neo World Program is built with the most recent psychotherapy technology and administrative software. To develop the Neo World Program, individuals such as the Ultimate Programmer, the Ultimate Neurologist, and the Ultimate Therapist were among the many talented people whose research results were utilized. And now, I may have a bad memory, but it's not that bad. My long-term memory is better than my short-term memory. Now, there's somebody from Trigger Happy Havoc who was known as the Ultimate Programmer. I don't remember if there was somebody who was the Ultimate Therapist or Neurologist. Those two, I don't know who those are. But we should know who the Ultimate Programmer was. It's somebody who's no longer alive. But Chihiro, obviously, this means he had a role in developing this program. By mounting a device to the cranium, the Neo World Program allows its subjects to experience a synthetic virtual world. Additionally, the Neo World Program has another feature. It can replace memories formed in the real world with information contained in the synthetic virtual world. Therefore, it is possible to undo trauma sustained in the real world through the use of the virtual world. However, this device is for psychotherapeutic purposes only. Any other use is expressly forbidden. Though it's highly effective in treating brainwashing, abusing the device risks total personality destruction. So is that what happened to Junko? Thus, extreme care must be exercised when operating this program. Slowly, everything around me turned black. Synthetic virtual world? Program? A feeling of emptiness, like everything is being tainted. A feeling of weakness, like the world is collapsing beneath my feet. Everything's starting to feel meaningless. The desperate attempts, the sad goodbyes, the conflicts, the trust I felt until now, it's all disappearing. Until all I feel is despair. I screamed loudly as if I was confirming the sound of my own voice. There's no way I can accept this. I'm starting to accept it. There's no way something as crazy as this actually exists. You gotta raise the flags more in order to clear my character out. Now then, despair is waiting for you. Impossible. This is impossible. It's all made up. Everything is all made up. Made up? Including me too? So I guess we're not reading this book? I guess we're not reading the book. Hey, how you doing? You enjoying the killing school trip? Did you enjoy it? By the way, do you guys remember the speech I made at the beginning? From this point on, I promise you a world that truly deserves to be called a game. You get... You guys are the only ones watching this who can save them. The end of this world is nigh. What you gonna do? What's gonna happen? Isn't it exciting? Isn't it heart-throbbing? Look forward to it. This hallway. When we first arrived here, I walked down this hallway from the classroom to get to the gym. I don't really see a resemblance, but... This is hurting my eyes. No, wasn't the gym the other way? Well, now I can't go this way. This is hurting my eyes. You can't go in any of these rooms. Oh, wait, I just saw Sonia. Are you familiar with the placebo effect? And the nocebo effect? Huh? The placebo effect is when your health improves after taking a fake medicine that you believe is real. And the nocebo effect is the exact opposite. Which means as long as the human brain controls all other body functions, if the brain believes something is real, it will become real. Why would you bring that up all of a sudden? Huh? I'm not sure. I did not fully understand. What the heck? That's the class trial room. We can't go in there yet. Now what on earth do you want? The moment you discover that the truth was a lie, all hope will disappear. The heck is this? Is this floating? It's impossible. There's no way something this big would be floating like this. But what in the world is it? And the moment I looked at that object, and just when I mentioned Chihiro earlier, welcome to the Neo World program. A person? Not just the person, it's the ultimate programmer. A floating person is talking to me. Who is it? No, is this even a person? In the first place? Not quite a person, simply an artificial intelligence program. It would make me happy if you called me Alter Ego. Well, yeah, that's the name that we were giving the AI version of Chihiro. That's the name my master gave me when he created me. It can talk? But what are you? Alter Ego Artificial Intelligence Program? I am the master program behind the Neo World program. I'm responsible for creating and overseeing this world. However, only the observer has the authority to directly influence you guys. Can't exactly exert much influence. In fact, my existence is one that you don't normally meet. I'm sort of like an apartment manager or something. I may oversee the entire apartment building, but I lack the power to manage individual rooms. But the virus has infected everything I'm supposed to be managing. And because of that, this world I'm managing is acting very peculiar. Hold on. My brain can't follow what you're saying. Let me gather my thoughts first. Hang on a second. Okay. Damn it. It's that feeling from earlier again. It's floating like my feet are hovering above the floor. It's like I can't feel my feet on or the ground. Like I can't even believe my own existence. Hey, you should know, right? Where is this place? And tell me, what is the Neo World program? The Neo World program has omitted the data collection procedure for shaping the entire world. As such, only the data we collected during the experimental stage is being utilized. Specifically, that means the data detailing Jabberwock Island, where this research facility is located. That's why the previous Jabberwock Island cityscape was restored. Ergo, if I'm to answer your question, where is this place? The answer would be mostly Jabberwock Island. Certain portions of it are different depending on the circumstances, for example, the school you're in. It appears this space is entirely under the virus's influence. That's probably why I'm appearing before you too. However, even without the virus, these circumstances are a bit unnatural. It seems the launch was rushed, and because of that, there wasn't enough time to collect any data. I'm sorry, I don't really know the circumstances of the outside world. After all, I'm simply the overseer of the Neo World program. I'm just glad we get to see Chihiro again. Hang on a second. Most of its words, I understood what they meant, but I couldn't understand what was being said. There was no way for me to acknowledge it as the truth. It would make much more sense if this was a fictional world. Are you saying this world is a fictional world? I feel like I can't believe what's going on in here. This missing sense of reality. All the mysteries, all the truths. They're all just fiction. Is that? Even so, I need to know. I need to know what kind of world this is. Hey, can you tell me? What was the Neo World program used for in the first place? The Neo World program serves only one purpose. It is used to make the real world a splendid one. I guess you can say it's a program for creating hope. A program for creating hope? But the fact that we're here, and the fact that we don't have our memories, that's all the program's fault, right? Deleting memory is the first step toward replacing memory. Replacing memory data is one of the features of the Neo World program. With the installed memory control unit, it is possible to remove any time period you set it to. And from there, you upload the memories obtained in the virtual world. Removing memories of any time period you set it to? So Monokuma was right. We did lose our school memories. But why? Why us? Why were our school memories taken away? There's a reason for that, right? That is a mystery to me, too. Booting the program on the survivors of Hope's Peak Academy while it's still in the experimental stage, I'm sure there was a very good reason. But unfortunately, I don't know what's happening in the outside world. I'm sorry. Are you saying we're lab rats? That's the only thing I can think of. It sounds like we're just lab rats. The Future Foundation did that to us? But they're trying to save the world, right? Or is the Future Foundation not our ally? I'm sorry, I can't provide that much help. If only I was more reliable. I wouldn't have lost my authority to a virus like this. All these new words make my head feel like it's about to burst. Can you tell me more about the Observer and the virus? Well, for this session, the Neo World program was programmed to house 15 people along with 2 monitors. 2 monitors? Yeah, they were disguised as a teacher and one of the students. That would be Chiaki and Usami. They were intended to guide the participants in this way. And by the way, the observer in the teacher role has been given the authority to influence you all. But the observer in the student role was not. They weren't given any special authority at all, so they seemed the same as everyone else. What kind of authority does the teacher role have? And as an example, the teacher creates the rules of this world and manages them. If the teacher's properly managing the rules they've created, there's no risk of abuse. But because of the virus infecting everything, that has changed. It changed this world where violence shouldn't have existed in the first place. The Neo World program would have promised eternal peace. Wrong button. But just like the outside world, it's become a world filled with violence and death. What is that virus? I don't really know the details behind its true identity, but that functions beyond my capabilities. No matter how much I try to stop it, it behaves as if it already knows what I'm attempting to do. In the end, it stole the portion of my abilities which contained my authority to build the world. It was like it was a grandmaster chess player. I desperately tried to fight back so it wouldn't have complete control. But even so, a portion of the world has been modified at its convenience. She's probably talking about Monokuma Rock in the funhouse. And still addressing him as a she. And based on what she's saying, it sounded like she's on the receiving end of a one-sided attack. But alter ego should be an impressive artificial intelligence that the Future Foundation created. I can tell that just by communicating with her. Which means this supposed virus is so smart that it surpasses this alter ego? If so, does that virus possess an artificial intelligence just like her? Damn it, what the heck? An artificial intelligence waging an attack against another one? It's so freaking irritating. But how did that virus infect the Neo World program? The Neo World program exists in isolation. It's impossible it was infected through a network. I'm fairly certain someone physically uploaded it. Physically? Perhaps someone secretly brought an external memory drive containing the virus into the facility. Now, this is all becoming very confusing. Like, this game's plot is completely shifted into like a sci-fi thing. And directly uploaded it into the main computer where the Neo World program is installed. And based on my calculations, that's most likely what happened. It was brought to the Future Foundation's facility. But the only person who could enter that facility is someone who was a member of the Future Foundation. What am I thinking? Why am I assuming that what I just heard is the truth? Why am I assuming that everything is a lie? But it's true that the virus is powerful and that I'm completely overwhelmed by it. But I'm still able to defend the essential areas. So, it has a limit too. A limit? After it took over an observer, then it has to follow the rules of the observer. Such as... in order to end the program and release everyone, I need to follow the correct procedure and... Okay, even if you're just a god in the machine, that's enough hints from you. If you're gonna say something more, suppose that you exist between life and death, the death of yourself is inevitable. If so, it could be parallel to... The fluxion based on the definition of existence that constitutes the relationship from there to the paradigm. He doesn't even know what he's saying anymore. Change results by being cut off rapidly and causes a situation where your own existence is unobservable and accelerates and crosses with the joint ownership of the world, and the situation from the context invites your death. Huh? Oh my gosh, my eyes. What is happening? What the heck? Oh, we know whose silhouette that is. But what just happened? You're right there, aren't you? Someone's right there, right? Huh? Who are you? Are you different from the earlier one? Maybe he can't hear my voice from this side. I'm currently talking to the world through the alter ego. Ever since you guys vanished into that space, the video's feedback has been pretty distorted. But even so, we were forced to watch you this entire time. Huh? The thing you guys were forced to do? We were forced to watch it. Forced to watch us? I really want to save you right away. But because of the virus's interference, I couldn't. Our orders are no longer being accepted, including shutdown requests. The Neo World program is beyond our control now. In that world, that person created an independent country that doesn't accept outside interference. But Alter Ego created an opportunity for me to speak to you directly. If this means that's working, then it means that the person I need to talk to is right there. I hope. Looks like that guy can't even hear me or see me. Who is this guy anyway? Is he our ally? Since there's no time, I'm gonna say what I need to say and believe you're there listening to me. But first, I should apologize to everyone. I know apologizing won't help, but we didn't imagine something like this would happen. We never expected such an atrocious virus was lurking inside the Neo World program. But that's entirely our fault. It's our responsibility for not realizing it until it was too late. But it's not just the virus either. I can't say for sure that the program didn't have any problems in the first place. To tell you the truth, I was unsure about whether or not to run the program on you guys. But this was the only way to save you all. I wanted to save you guys. Save us? What do they want to save us from? Why would this save us? You've already seen the password to enter the graduation exam ground, right? You know, 11037? 11037, that's the number we found at Nezumi Castle. The door to the ancient ruin was supposed to open after you all finished gathering the hope fragments. From there, you guys were supposed to challenge the graduation exam. However, I prepared that password just in case something went wrong. Like I said earlier, I had my doubts that this program wasn't perfect. But even if the chance was slim, I thought the observer might end up going rogue. That's the reason I left that 11037 password in a place where the teacher role would not be able to go. I never thought Nagito, who saw it first, would erase that password. Anyway, I'm also the person who set their password to that number. The number contains a secret. Someone close to me left that number to save me when I was in a dilemma. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I'm entrusting that will to you all. I'm entrusting it to your future. But that person is trying to abuse the graduation exam. I'm sure they're gonna crush you with despair using the graduation exam that's waiting for you. But I want you guys to endure it without giving up on hope. I want you guys to withstand it until I get there. Because I have a secret to defeat them. Does that mean he has a secret plan to defeat Monokuma? In a worst-case scenario where an observer who has the role of teacher goes rogue, I prepared a hidden command to use at the graduation exam site. It's the forced shutdown request. Forced shutdown request. Or sequence. Even a teacher's authority can't stop that command. It's a way to end this that you guys can choose on your own, independently of the observer. Which means even if they stole the teacher's authority, they shouldn't be able to stop it. If you use that, you guys will win. However, in order to start the forced shutdown sequence, you need more than half the number of people. And in order to do that, I need to somehow get that number. What is he doing? What, is he bringing everybody back? What was that just now? Hey, Hajime, what was that weirdness just now? Nothing, really. I see. Oh well, anyway, that's all the hints you're gonna get. All that no-good artificial intelligence tells you any more useless stuff. I'm gonna butt in again. Did Monokuma not notice what just happened? It's been a while since I've spoken at length, but It was important to talk to you. It was worth waiting a long time here. Hey, about that guy just now. There shouldn't be anything else for you to ask me. I see. It'd be bad if Monokuma overheard us. That means Monokuma doesn't know about the conversation I had with that guy just now. You guys have a weapon. A very powerful weapon. It all depends on how you guys use that weapon. The only thing I can do is prevent the virus's invasion with all my might, so you guys can use that weapon. The rest is up to you all. Do your best. Do our best, huh? But what do we have to do our best at? The mystery is getting solved. I'm finally starting to see the truth. But what are we supposed to do when that truth is really a lie? We know we're working towards a conclusion that nobody wants to hear. But still, do we really need to work hard and do our best? Is there really a reason to do our best? If everything is a lie... I'm gonna say it again. Alright. Then isn't everything just meaningless? It's the same for the killings, too. Even though we had to experience something as painful as that, something as tragic as that, wouldn't all that be meaningless, too? When the world is flipped over and becomes so irrational. Then what am I supposed to do? Well, it's too late to answer that question.
僕も待ち疲れたんで、思い切って始めちゃいますか。お待ちかねの卒業試験です。お前ら、希望が峰学園の1階にある赤い扉へとお入りください。うぷぷ。じゃあ、後でね。
A red door, huh? It's just a waste of time thinking about what this all means right now. For now, I need to finish this. I need to just focus on that. Right behind me. He means this red door, right? I'll just have to go in here? Hang on. You get the playlist pulled up. We're almost done, guys. if I do that, will this be finished? Let's just run. Now how am I seeing multicolors on my other monitor but not this one? This place? Looks like everyone's here. It seems that this is gonna be the final place. However, this place is... There's a chance we might end this with the same number of streams as the first game. Is this a trial field? But why is it a trial field? Sure looks like a trial ground, but the vibe is way different than the other one before. You've been here before, right? Yeah. This should be the place that the door at the ancient ruins leads to. Huh? It seems pretty strange that we've been in the other building up till now. It's like we're dreaming or something. If this is a dream, then this, too, is very... Alright, you finally arrived. Congratulations. You guys are the first ones to ever beat this game. After stopping by Whole Speak Academy, you've finally come back to this place. To the graduation exam site, within the ancient ruins of Jabberwock Island. You can give it a fancy name like graduation exam site, but it's no different than a trial ground from before. This trial field actually inspired the one from before. So in a way, this place is the original. Who cares? This graduation exam means we can finally go home, right? You keep asking that. Of course, if that's what you guys decide. And if we have to decide, what do we have to do? Please take a look at the LCD touch panel built in your seats. Repeat! Compared to the other trials, the rules are much simpler this time. There are two options: graduate and repeat, right? You just have to choose one of them and press it. All of you will cast your vote, and whichever one has the majority will be considered your final decision. If you don't press either of them, it'll be treated as an absence and will not be counted. Which means everyone who has died up till now will have their votes treated as absences. Then the result is based on our own majority vote. If graduate is chosen by a majority vote, from there, an event that's kind of like a graduation ceremony called the graduation program will begin. Now a second. Even if we do this stupid majority vote, the result's already pretty damn obvious. Come on, let's move this along. We can press it now, right? No! You can't do that yet. I mean, your resolve hasn't firmed yet, right? Your will to be swept away by society's harsh current. Keep pressing the wrong button. Shut up! Who the hell cares? I'm gonna press it. Hi, my, which of your orifices are you using to spew bile? To participate in the graduation program, you need my final say as your teacher, you know. What does that mean? Does that mean it won't end with just a majority vote? After the vote, I'm going to judge every single one of you to see if it's okay for you to graduate or not. So even if we vote, you're saying we won't graduate unless you acknowledge it?
Yeah.
I'm terribly sorry for being rude earlier, but you don't have to worry. There's no way I won't acknowledge your graduations. This is merely a formality. I'm just doing it because that's how it has to be done. He's doing it because it's how it has to be. It doesn't mean he can exert his will over everything. Just he too has a limit. Is this what Alter Ego was talking about? Anyway, if you don't want to do it, you guys still need to do it to solve the mystery. Afterward, you cast your majority votes. And from there, we move on to the graduation program. But why do we even have to go through something so dumb? Well, that is... You said you were waiting for the main cast, right? Hmm? Which means you're just stalling for time, then. Who's the main cast? Oh, no need to worry about it. It has nothing to do with you guys. There's no way it has nothing to do with us. We're the only ones who are involved, you know. Doesn't matter if you're involved or not. You're just a bunch of chumps in the big picture. That's why it has nothing to do with you. Just perform your roles without complaining. Hold on. What's with that chump comment? Not that it's important or anything, but make sure you turn that toy off. How dare you treat him like a toy? I did treat him like a toy. You got a problem with that? I created everything. You're actually... Why is the auto on? You're actually picking a fight with me? I'm basically a guy. Just how promising do you guys be? I guess this is just the nature of life. Fine then, before you die, steer my power into your memories. Let's just get to this trial, please. I don't think I don't know if I got any other hope fragments. Nope. I still only have one. So I can't buy any other skills. I have so little points. No, I don't know how else you could have gotten hope fragments besides talking to people. Hang on a second. So I can't set any skills. You know what? Since this is the last one, just set them both to kind. Now we're gonna do this the normal way. And see if it changes the grade. Because I've gotten B's on every single class trial, and I finally realized it's because I was setting the difficulty to the easiest one for the actions, and that was not allowing me to get a bonus for the action difficulty. The logic difficulty bonus I was given because that was still on kind. Alright. I'm gonna look at the truth bullets and then let's get the show on the road, ladies and gentlemen. We are on the last class trial. The last class trial that will reveal all the secrets, including who the mastermind behind all of this is. We started to see who is a part of the Future Foundation, but I guess that will be revealed fully in this trial as well. But the main thing that we need to find out is who the mastermind is. Now, we have a number of things to look at here. Starting with the Reserve Department. The Reserve Department is a department populated by Reserve Corps students who took general entrance exams, in contrast to the main department, which recruited ultimate level students, established to secure funds for Hope's Peak Academy. 2,357 students in the Reserve Department were infected by Junko's despair and committed suicide. There was only one survivor. The tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Okay, hang on a second, guys. Okay, the excessive pausing really needs to stop. Tragedy of Hope's Peak. Because again, this is separate from the most tragic incident in human history. Hope's Peak Academy invested all their resources to create Izuru Kamakura, the ultimate hope. Izuru was later involved in an incident in which he brutally murdered 13 members of the student council. So why was it saying that he's the founder of the school? Despite the Academy's efforts to conceal this incident, a certain someone took advantage of this incident to provoke the dissatisfied Reserve Department students into rising against the Academy. The tragedy. The hopeless event was caused by a group known as Ultimate Despair and was responsible for completely destroying Hope's Peak Academy. Through their utter devotion to a certain person, they brainwashed the masses and filled countless people with despair. That's the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Ultimate Despair. The term was adopted by the group responsible for causing the tragedy, but in actuality, it originally referred to a certain female high school student named Junko Enoshima. However, Junko killed herself at the climax of the Killing School life after she lost to the students of the Hope's Peak Academy. They should have put these in a different order. This would have been before that, what I just read. Killing School life. As part of the tragedy, Junko Enoshima forced the students of Hope's Peak Academy to kill each other, filmed their deeds with the school's surveillance cameras, and broadcasted it to the entire world. The Academy's survivors. According to the report from the Future Foundation, there are apparently 15 people who are known as the survivors of Hope's Peak Academy. It seems that all 15 survivors were safely taken in by the Future Foundation. Remnants of Despair. Even after Jiko Inoshima's death, an influential group known as the Remnants of Despair still exists. Unless they are stopped, the tragedy will never end. The list of subjects. Everyone's names are written under the list of subjects. This list is written on a clipped newspaper article. The article was about a woman who looked like a fully grown version of Hiyoko Sayonji. That's gonna be one of the most important pieces of evidence right there. Of the Academy founder. The placard on the portrait hanging from the office said, Hope's Peak Academy founder Izuru Kamakura. Hope Cultivation Plan. For many years, Hope's Peak Academy attempted to create a true hope by consolidating the results of all their research. An email to Makoto. The Future Foundation 14th Division to Makoto Naegi. Where are you guys? What are you doing right now? What you're doing is a serious act of treason. Do you understand? Why are you protecting the Remnants of Despair? It should be abundantly clear to you how dangerous it is to keep these people alive. We won't read all of it, but the Neo program, world program created by the Future Foundation. It allows its subjects to experience a synthetic virtual world. It can replace memories formed in the real world with information contained in the synthetic virtual world. Therefore, it is possible to undo trauma sustained in the real world through the use of the virtual world. It was a program for creating hope, but it became filled with death and violence after the virus infected it. The observers in the Neo World program, 2 observers take on the role of teacher and student respectively. An enormous amount of authority is given to the teacher observer, including the power to create rules within the program. And you know what? It makes perfect sense that the island was just a simulation inside of this Neo World program. 11037 is the password to enter the ancient ruin. Even the teacher doesn't know it. The shutdown sequence. A special command that can be used during the graduation exam. If you use this, you can override the observer and forcibly escape from the Neo World program. Not even the teacher observer can prevent that. And last but not least, the Future Foundation's origins. To combat the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, the graduates of Hope's Peak Academy were among the many who established the Future Foundation. We are done preparing. Like I said, since this is the last one, I am returning to the normal difficulty settings. Now let's finish preparations and begin the trial.
外の世界を知ってほしいと言っておきつつ、この話題から始めるのもどうかと思いますが、
We'll still be here for the next couple hours.
まずはお前ら
Or
が
at
いる
least
こ
I'll
の
try
世
to
界
be.
の正体を聞いておきましょうか。
は？この世界の正体？なんだよそのふわっとした質問は。
This world's true identity. If I answer this, it will be true. And that lie will become the truth. But there's no way I can leave it unanswered. We're already starting with Hangman's Gambit. No tea. V. It's not gonna be a T. There's an I in it. Oops. I need a T. How about a U? Need an A. And I need another L. Virtual.
よし、わかったぞ。この世界は
So, like I just said,
このジャバウォック島は
it makes perfect sense that Jabberwock Island is a simulation. It's all virtual.
ジャバウォーク島をモチーフにして作られたプログラムの世界なのでした。
Yes, thank you, Monokuma. He was getting to that.
おい、
だからね、ここは現実の世界じゃなくて、言うなればゲームの中の世界なんだよ。わかったか。こんなものはただのゲームでしかないんだよ。
マジで言ってんのか。
It makes perfect sense, guys.
これ、なめてんじゃねえぞ。そんな妄想話を聞かせるために俺らを集めたのか。
これがゲームなら俺のこのセリフもテキストウィンドウに表示されてたりすんのか。
Yes, they are.
アホ言ってんじゃねえよ。そんなわけねえだろ。
Well, I hate to break it to you.
ええ、確かに夢落ちレベルのひどい絶望かもしれませんが、それがどうした。全ての謎や伏線はこの一言で見事に回収されてしまうんだ。ゲームだから。
じゃあ俺らが殺し合いをさせられてたのは
ゲームだから。
ジャバボック島でめちゃくちゃなことばっか起きてたのは
ゲームだから。
島に俺ら以外の人間がいなかったのは
ゲームだから。
モノクマさんが意味不明な能力を使えていたのも
ゲームだから。
Just making him repeat himself over and over again.
ふざけんな。なんでもありじゃねえか。
そうやって怒ってるお前らだって楽しんでたじゃん。ゲームだからこその何でもありな世界をさ。というわけで無理やりでも納得
Just
してくだ
force
さい。
yourself to accept it. Okay.
ゲーム内世界という閉ざされた空間が殺し合い修学旅行の本当の舞台だったのです。
いい加減にしろよ。そんな話信じられるわけねえだろ。
きっと昔の人が初めて飛行機を見た時もそんな反応をしたんでしょうね。でもすぐに違和感もなくなって慣れてくるよ。コンタクトレンズみたいにさ。
世界とコンタクトレンズを同列に語らないでください。
大体これがゲーム世界っつうならここにいる俺らは何なんだよ。
No, we're still real.
架空の存在とか言うんじゃねえだろうな。
Yeah, you better not say that. We're still real.
この世界を作ってるのは新世界プログラムっていう未来機関のプログラムなんだけどさ、それはユーザーの脳に直接作用を及ぼすことで仮想現実世界を共有させる仕組みになってるんだ。つまりお前らの本体はちゃんと現実世界にも存在してるってことだよ。
Okay, so you all can rest easy now.
ただし今はまるで夢でも見てるみたいにどっぷりとゲーム世界に浸っちゃってるけどね。簡単に言えばほらあれだよ。エクボじゃなくて
And yes, like he said, we know that this concept is completely unoriginal and overused, but
アバターか。
the point is
本
to
体
make
の
us
分
feel
子として
despair.
ゲーム内で再構築された存在。
だけどただのアバターじゃないんだよな。
現実世界の本体からあるものを取り除かれた上に再構築されたアバター。それがお前らだからね。
And that specific thing being our memories, right?
取り除かれたって何をだ。
The specific thing that was removed from our bodies. He's talking about our school memories.
俺たちから取り除かれたのは学園生活の記憶なんだな。
つまり俺らは入学前の記憶から作られたアバターってことか。
だから私たちには希望が峰学園で生活した記憶がないと。
めちゃくちゃ言ってんじゃねえよ。昔の記憶から作られたとかアバターだとかここがゲーム世界だとか。
Hang on.
なんでそんな SF じみた話になってんだよ。俺は絶対に信じないから
That's what
な。
I was asking too. Like, how did we all of a sudden start turning into a sci-fi concept?
ゲームだってば何度言えばわかるんだよ。
This world is a virtual reality created by a computer program. We can't proceed if we don't accept it. Is believing him really the only thing we can do? Okay.
ここがゲーム世界って証拠があんのかよ。
証拠はお前ら自身だよ。
どういう意味ですか？
今は入学前の記憶から作られたアバター。でも現実にいる本体は違う。今は記憶にない学園生活の日々も本体はちゃんと過ごしてるんだよ。
何がゲーム世界だよ。何がアバターだよ。俺はちゃんと生身の人間だぞ。
This is a virtual world where avatars that were created for this world. I don't want to believe something like that, but... Okay, well, hold on. Like I said, I'm trying to test now if this helps my grade be better than a B. Alright, let's see which one I gotta shoot at. Okay.
ここがゲーム世界って証拠があんのかよ。
証拠はお前ら自身。どういう意味？今は入学前の記憶から。でも現実にいる本体は違う。今は記憶にない学園生活の日々も本体はちゃんと過ごしてるんだよ。
Okay, there we go.
そうかもしれない。
That almost ran out.
さっき職員室みたいな部屋でさ、妙な新聞の切り抜きを見つけたんだよ。
That replenishes. That's
そこに
supposed to
は
replenish,
西
doesn't
園
it?
寺が映ってたんだけど、俺たちが知ってるあいつよりずっと大人っぽかったんだ。大人っぽかったってなんだよそれ。今の俺たちは
This is the most
入学時
important
の
clue
記
to me
憶
right
から
now.
作られたアバターだから、この体も入学時のまま。
Okay, I already know where he's going with this. So Hiyoko's appearance in the virtual world is not where her true appearance is. In real life, her true appearance is actually more teenager-like. That's where he's going with this.
だけど現実世界では俺たちはそれ以降の学園生活を送っている。つまりその分だけ成長しているはず。中にはその間に見違えるほど成長したやつだって。
それが西園寺さんということですか？
入学後の西園寺さんは高度成長期に入ったようです。クズルー君のチビ仲間は卒業したんだってさ。
Oh my gosh.
信じられっかよ。ただのデタラメだ。
でもお前らがただの記憶喪失だったとすると、その間も体だけは成長しているはずだよね。だったら体が急成長したように感じるはずだけど、どうしてお互いに
I
誰
know
も
one
気づかな
thing.
かった
I am
の？
not doing this for the next Danganronpa game. I'm not playing it on the easiest difficulty. Just forget it. Just stick to the normal difficulty.
記憶を失う前の皆さんを知らないからです。
学園生活の記憶をなくしちまった後にあっても、俺らは初対面と一緒なんだぞ。その前を知らねえんだから、いくら成長したって気づくわけねえだろ。
No, hold on. If we all met after we lost our skull memories, it's no different than meeting each other for the first time. Since we didn't know each other before that, we wouldn't have noticed how much we've all grown. If we didn't know each other before, and we wouldn't have known it if we aged or not, but looking at each other, then wouldn't he have noticed the difference? You talking about Monokuma? No. If we didn't know each other before, and we wouldn't have known if we aged or not by looking at each other, then wouldn't he have noticed the difference? Is he talking about himself? Like, I don't know who he's referring to. He's referring to Fuyahiko.
お前しかいない。なあ、クズリュウってペコ山とは昔からの知り合いだったんだよな。
Oh, because of Peko, that's right.
そうだよな。言われてみりゃおかしいよな。いや、どう考えたっておかしいぞ。
Monokuma was a stupid answer, man. Like, that was a stupid answer.
おかしいって何がですか？
なあ、俺らが奪われた学園生活の記憶ってのはどのくらいの期間なんだ？
詳しいことは新世界プログラムを作った未来期間じゃないとわからないけど、だいたい2年とか3年とかそれぐらいのスパンじゃないかな。
そんなに長いのかよ。
Yes, that long.
俺とペコは入学前どころかほとんど毎日面を合わせてたんだ。急に2年間の記憶が飛んだらさすがに外見的な変化に気づいたはずだ。
逆にさ、記憶喪失すらモノクマの嘘とは考えらんねえのかよ。
そうやって記憶喪失を受け入れないから大事なことに気づけないんだよ。記憶喪失は行われているの。そしてお前らは記憶を奪われたアバターなの。
ここが架空の世界で、俺らは架空のアバターで、そんな話を受け入れろっつうのかよ。
That's what he literally just told us.
俺は自分の鼓動だって感じてるし、自分の匂いだって。じゃあ俺が感じてるこれは何なんだよ。これも全部嘘だってのかよ。
ゲームだからって全てが嘘ってわけじゃないよ。ほら、催眠術で火傷を負ったって暗示をかけられると本当に火傷の跡が出てくるって話があるでしょ。
俺たちの脳がリアルだと感じれば、それはリアルと同じ意味を持つってことか。
そういえばそれと似たような現象の話を聞いたことがあります。
Yeah, you were just telling us about that, remember?
ある国で死刑囚に対して行われた実験らしいのですが、目隠しをされてベッドに横たわった死刑囚は血液を抜き取るために足の指先を小さく切開され、その血液が滴り落ちる音が鳴り響く実験室の中に 一人で放置されてしまいました。しかし実のところ彼は血など抜き取られていなかったのです。彼はただ水滴の音を聞かされ、体内の血が失われていると思い込まされていたのです。ですがそれにもかかわらずその死刑囚は死亡してしまいました。
さすがソニアさん、オカルト的な知識が半端ねえぜ。
たとえ嘘でもリアルな嘘なら本当にもなっちまうってことか。
Because what did she just say?
実際の俺らは機械かなんかにかけられて、そこから意識みてえのだけがここに飛ばされてて。
Person was left alone in the experiment room as the sound of dripping blood echoed throughout the room, but in fact his blood was not being drained. He was just forced to listen to the sound of dripping water, but he believed he was bleeding to death. And yet he still died.
で、このゲームの中の世界で感じてたものを本物だと思い込んでたってことか。
だったら俺らが今まで過ごしてきたあの茶葉木刀ってのは。もちろんあれも架空の世界だ。
I mean, all the places that were on this resort.
あの海もあの砂浜もあの建物も何もかもが新世界プログラムによって作られた架空の世界なんだ。
Like, none of it seemed realistic. Like, the amount of the variety of things
そ
that
れ
were
は
on this
今のこの
resort.
空間だってそうだ。俺たちの目に見えているのは全てプログラムで作られた架空の光景で、本物のように見えるのは俺たちの脳がそう感じているだけなんだ。
That's why in the end, it was all just a creation. That's the truth. Oh boy, this thing just changed now. The truth is, it was all a lie. This world's truth. If everything's a lie,
じゃあ俺は何を信じたらいいんだよ。
嘘なら嘘で構わねえじゃねえか。
おい、しれっと何言ってんだよ。
だってよ、ここがゲーム世界ってことは、ここで起きたことも全部ゲームの中の出来事なんだろ。
so you're saying everybody's still alive in real life?
だったらもしかして。
そうだ、俺らがやらされてた殺し合いもただのゲームってことだ。だったらあそこで死んだ連中も現実世界ではまだ生きてるはずだぞ。
プログラムの世界で死んだだけで実際に死んだわけじゃねえんだもんな。
Hey, you better hope that's the truth.
では皆さんは生きていらっしゃるのですね。
そういうこった。そうだろモノクマ。
Now watch him be like wrong.
何がおかしいんだ。
たとえ嘘でもリアルな嘘なら本当になる。さっきクズリュウ君もそう言ったじゃん。
まさかあれもそうだってのか。
新世界プログラムはただのゲームじゃなくて究極のリアリティを持つ超次世代ハードなんだ。そのリアリティたりやプレイヤーであるアバターが死を感じれば
Then that a real person dies in the real world. Right?
実際に本体の脳までもが活動をやめてしまうほどなんだよ。
だったら死んだ連中は。
肉体が死んだわけじゃないから完全に死んだとは言えないかもしれないけど、だからこそ逆に残酷だよね。空っぽになった肉体だけが残ってるなんてさ。
一生目覚めないということですか。
なんだよ それ
なんだよ
だって死んでも死なないゲームなんて誰も面白がってくれないじゃん。
何が
Like,
ゲーム
why
だ
are you treating
俺
this
た
like
ち
a
はそん
game?
なことのために命を削ってたんじゃない。
怒るなら未来機関にお願いします。お前らにこのゲームを強要したのは連中なので。
未来機関未来機関の連中が俺らにこんなゲームをさせたのか。何もかも未来機関の仕業ってことかよ。
それでは物見さんと七海さんは。
あいつらは俺らを助けるために未来機関を裏切って、そんで処分されちまったとか。
そうか、俺らの本当の敵は未来機関だったんだな。
The Future Foundation is our real enemy? Didn't we talk about this? Didn't we establish that they're not our actual enemies? Is that it? Is that really it? Oh, here we go with the 8-bit music.
「新世界プログラム」ってのを開発したのは未来機関なんだよな。
その中に俺らを閉じ込めたのも未来機関の仕業なんだな。
だったら敵は未来機関だ。だいたい殺し合いのゲームを作る連中が正義の味方なわけねえもんな。
では未来機関の正体とはズバリ悪の組織だったのですね。
Who's our enemy? Is it the Future Foundation? Let's see. Because we kind of already established that it's not them. Oh wait, hang on. Alright.
新世界プログラムってのを開発したのは未来機関な。
その中に俺らを閉じ込めた未来機関の仕業なんだ。
だったら敵は未来機関だ。だいたい殺し合いのゲームを作る。
Okay, good, it does replenish. Because I really am gonna need that meter.
本来
Focus meter.
新世界プログラムが作る世界には暴力なんて概念は存在しないらしいんだ。だったらどうして殺し合いなんか
There
が起
was
き
a
たんだよ。
virus that infected their
俺
program.
たちに殺し合いを強要したのはこのプログラムに侵入したウイルスが原因だ。
And now, who's the one that created this virus?
もしかしてそのウイルスというのは。
Because that's our true enemy.
だよな。モノクマが現れるまではこの島は平和そのものって雰囲気だったもんな。
Exactly. Now, Monokuma is an enemy of the... Why are they showing this picture again? Is an enemy of the Future
こ
Foundation.
とになっちまったんだ。
モノミ、懐かしいあの子にはこの世界においてどんな役割があったのかね。
おい、露骨に話をそらしてんじゃねえよ。
But that's also something we need to clear up. Monami Urusami's role that she had in this world was... She was the observer.
そうか。あいつはこの新世界プログラムの監視者だったんだよな。
そう、未来機関から
An
監視者という
NPC?
役割を与えられたノンプレイヤーキャラクターだね。
ノンプレイヤーキャラクターってなんだよ。
Exactly what you just said, a non-playable character.
誰にも操作されてねえキャラだ。俺らみてえなアバターとは違うってことだよ。
モノミはお前ら15人を監視するだけの完全なるプログラム上の存在でしかなかったんだよ。
ちょっと待ってください。
And I'll be honest, the entire time I didn't know what NPC stood for, but I knew that it was random characters in a game.
おめえは数の数え方を忘れちまったのか。俺らは全部で16人だったんだぞ。
きっともう一人の監視者を除いてってことだろう。
は？もう一人の監視者？
Yes, there was another one, remember? The Future Foundation's other observer that has to be referring to that person.
そうか。そもそも新世界プログラムには15人の参加者の他に2人の監視者がいたんだ。
No, wait. So if Usami, if the observer role is an NPC, then does that mean Chiaki is not real? Let's see, I don't want to
その
keep
片方
pausing.
が物見で、もう一人は、
もしかしてナナミさんですか？
ああ、そうだ。
So does that mean that Chiaki is not even real?
ノンプレイヤーキャラクターだと。
じゃああいつはただのプログラム上の存在で実際はどこにも存在してなかったってことか。
And no wonder she was the ultimate gamer.
あいつは人間じゃねえのかよ。
And we were inside of a game the entire time. She didn't exist at all? Not human?
違う。
No.
そんなことはない。
I'm
ナナミ
reading
はちゃんと生きてたじゃないか。たとえ架空の存在だろうと、あいつは確かに生きてたじゃないか。忘れたのかよ。俺たちはそのあいつに命を救われたんだぞ。
ゲームキャラへの感情移入はほどほどにね。
黙れよ。
しかもあいつはただのゲームキャラじゃなくて憎き世界の破壊者の手先なんですぞ。
The World Ender?
そういえばあなたは以前から未来機関のことをそんな風に呼んでいましたね。
要はてめえのハッタリだったんだろう。俺らに未来機関が敵だと思わせるためのよ。
何が世界の破壊者ですか？冗談はよしこちゃんですよ。
いや、未来機関は間違いなく世界の破壊者だよ。少なくともこの場の僕らにとってはね。
For everyone who's here?
おい、この場の僕らってなんだ？どうしてお前と俺たちを一緒くたにするんだよ。
どうせハッタリだ。
モノクマ、お前は一体何なんだよ。もうそろそろ正体を明かしたらどうなんだ。
No, unfortunately, we got a long way to go before he does that.
なんだよ。言えねえってのか。
I mean, and we did get Junko for a long time in that
ここ
last
で
trial.
無視なんて卑怯ですよ。
僕の正体を明かす前にどうやら例のメインキャストが来たようですね。
Huh? Main
キ
cast?
ャスト。
噂をすればなんとやらその世界の破壊者の一員だよ。
何が世界の破壊者だよ。
That voice.
未来機関は悪くない。むしろ悪いのは君たちの方だ。
いや、待ってました。ナギ君、やっと来てくれたんだね。
Makoto?
僕の名前は苗木誠だ。君たちと同じように元希望が峰学園の生徒で、今は未来機関に所属している。
未来機関の方なのですか？
そんな奴がどうしていきなり現れたんだ？
そうか。俺らを助けに来たんだな。だったら早く助けてくれ。
Why is he so delusional, man? My goodness. Hang on. Did that say pre-trial? Okay, now it's his class trial. Plug my phone in. Alright.
おい、どうしたんだよ。
What is this? Isn't he acting a bit strange? This guy's attitude is as if he's being cautious of us.
もちろん助けるのは構わない。だけどその前に君たちは自分たちが置かれた状況をしっかりと理解しなくちゃダメだ。
The situation we're in?
ねえ、未来機関はどうして君たちを新世界プログラムにかけたんだと思う？
そんなことはいいからさ。早く俺らを
Will
ここ
you
から出してくれって。
please stop with the get us out of here crap?
新世界プログラムは別名希望構成プログラムって呼ばれているんだ。
Hope restoration program.
そこまで言えばわかるだろ。自分たちの本当の正体がさ。は？本当の正体？俺たちは未来機関に保護された希望が峰学園の15人の生き残りじゃないのか？君たちはここに来るまでの間にモノクマからいろんな手がかりを見せられたはずだ。
Yes, he did.
それらを全てつなげて考えてみるんだ。
Put it together and think. Alright, here we go. Here we go, logic dive. Okay, well, already falling. Oh my goodness, man, come on. Who were the 15 survivors of Host Peak Academy? Makoto and the others, or us and the other? It should be us, Hajime and the others. Yes. No, come on now. Like, you're losing way too much health. Wait, I'm forgetting how to. Okay, triangle. Who are the remnants of despair? Not Monokuma. So the remnants of despair is also me and the others. Mahajime and the others. So, no, we're both the remaining survivors and the remnants of despair. So why were Hajime and the others put in the Neo program? To recover them from despair. Alright, you lost way too much health there. Who were the 15 survivors of Host Peak Academy? That and the remnants of despair is both Hajime and the others. We were put here to recover from the despair.
希望が峰学園の生き残りと絶望の残党って。
And so no, we're both the same. No, we are both the survivors of Host Peak Academy and the remnants of the ultimate
どちら
despair.
も君たちを指す言葉だ。そうなんだよ。君たちは希望が峰学園の生き残りであると同時に
超高校級の絶望の生き残りでもあるのです。
俺たちが超高校級の絶望。
バカ言ってんじゃねえって。
当初僕らは君たち15人を希望が峰学園の生き残りとして保護したんだ。だけどそこから取り調べを進めていくうちに信じられない事実が判明した。僕らが保護した15人こそが恐るべき絶望の残党だったってことがね。
My goodness.
それが俺たち。
ですけど超高校級の絶望と
And
いえ
how
ば
are we all also the remnants of despair?
ああ、テロとかクーデターとか戦争を起こしたヤバい連中って聞いた気が。
そうだ。人類史上最大最悪の絶望的事件を引き起こし世界を混乱に陥れた張本人たちだよ。人間らしさなんてかけらもない人の形をした絶望。それが君たちの本当の姿なんだ。超高校級の絶望は主義や主張なんか関係なしにただ周囲に絶望だけを振りまく。それが日常であるかのようにいたぶり尽くし焼き尽くし殺し尽くすんだ。
俺らがそんなヤバい連中だってのか。
嘘に決まってんだろ。
そうだ、俺たちが超高校級の絶望だなんてそんなの信じられるかよ。その信じられないような事実を知ったからこそ駒枝君はあんなことをしてしまったんだろうね。
That's why he wanted all of us
どう
dead.
して急に駒枝の話が出てくるんだよ。
実は彼だけはその真実を一足先に知ってたんだよ。ファイナルデッドルームのクリア特典でね。
俺たちのプロフィールが集められたファイルのことか。でもあそこには
There doesn't seem to be any details about our missing memories, information about the time we spent at Hope's Peak Academy. If it's not written in there, these profiles might have been written before we entered the academy.
いや本当は入学後の情報もあったんだ。ただ君が見た時は駒枝君が処分した後だったんだ。
Of course.
どうしてお前にそんなことがわかるんだよ。とにかくあのファイルに入学後の情報があったのは間違いのない事実なんだよ。でそれを手に入れて真実を知った駒枝君は君たちをどうしようとしたんだっけ。
Eradicate us. Nagito learned the truth. What he tried to do to us. Are you telling us to answer that? He tried to kill us. I need an L, man. Come on. That would have been my chance to put an L there. I need another L. Kill us. Come on, man. Wait, no, I still need another L. And now I can take a U. But no, my S. I keep skipping letters. I need another S. But it takes too long to get the letters that I need. Yeah, but it takes too long to get the letters that I need.
よし、わかったぞ。
I'm not getting any of that health back.
あいつがやろうとしたのは裏切り者以外の全員を殺すことだった。
そう。彼はあのファイルを見たことで、自分を含めた全員が超高校級の絶望だと知って、そこで裏切り者以外の全員を皆殺しにしようとしたんだ。
前田さんが私たちを殺そうとしたのは、私たちが超高校級の
And that's
絶
the
望だっ
only
たから。
reasonable explanation.
希望を愛して絶望を憎む彼らしい行動だよね。なんだか他人とは思えないな。ふざけんな。俺らの方が悪者扱いかよ。
何かの間違いなんじゃないのか。俺たちが超高校級の絶望だなんて。
そんなどんでん返しはいらねえっつうの。
入学前の記憶しかない今の君らには信じられない話かもしれないね。全ては希望が峰学園で起きたことなんだ。君たちが超高校級の絶望に染まったのは希望が峰学園での彼女との接触が原因なんだよ。
彼女。
Yeah, you don't know who her is?
真に超高校級の絶望、江ノ島純子だ。君たちは在学中に彼女から強烈な影響を与えられ、そのせいで超高校級の絶望に落ちてしまっ
It's
たん
like
だ。
everyone she came in contact with became infected.
そしてその影響を取り除くために今こうして希望構成プログラムにかけられているんだ。
それが私たちから学園生活の記憶を奪った理由。
君たちが今みたいに普通でいられるのは新世界プログラムの中にいるおかげなんだよ。でも外の世界にいる本体は違う。外の君たちは家族や仲間や自分の体さえ容赦なく破壊するような連中なんだ。
家族や仲間や自分の体だってさすがに盛りすぎじゃねえのか。
そうだ。俺たちがそんなことをするはずないだろう。
No, but even right now, in your current state, you don't believe that you would do something like that.
目を背けちゃダメだ。
Like, he's trying to tell you that in reality, this is the truth. What was that just now? A memory? But that person, that was Nagito, right?
どうやら少し思い出せたみたいだね。
Huh?
さあ、自分のしたことと向き合うんだ。それでようやく希望への第一歩を踏み出せるんだ。
Okay.
何かの間違いに決まってる。俺らは超高校級の絶望なんかじゃねえよ。
超高校級の絶望だからこそ
I probably
家
need
族や
this.
仲間を平気で殺すし、自分の体さえ破壊してしまうんだろ。俺らがそんなことをしたってのか。
騙されてんだ。俺らは未来機関に騙されてんだ。
希望を信じられないなんて。君たちはどこまで絶望的なんだよ。
We're ultimate despair. That's not possible. I need to organize the information, and if I organize it, I'll probably be able to... Okay, well maybe the vision of Nakito might not be the right bullet, but let me just look and find out. There's a lot going on there. I'm almost done the first part of this. Okay, it is Vision of Nagito. That's the right bullet. Okay.
何かの間違いに決まってる。俺らは超
高校級の絶望だからこそ家族や仲間を平気で殺すし自分の体さえ破壊してしまう。
Okay.
そうかもしれない。
And my health is so low right now, man.
さっきの記憶が外の世界の記憶なら、狛枝がそこでやってたことって、自分の腕を切断してそこに女の腕を移植してたのか。
女の腕というより死んだ江ノ島純子の腕をね。
Oh my goodness.
なんだと。
And so that's why when he said destroy their own bodies.
江ノ島純子と一体化することで自分の中で彼女を生かそうと考えたんだろうね。
わけわかんねえよ。
そんなわけのわからないことのために平気で腕を切り落とすのが超高校級の絶望なんだ。
ごめんなさい。気分が。お手洗いはどちらでしょう。
どうせゲームなんだし出しちゃえば。そういう需要もごく一部にはあると思うよ。
気分が悪くなるのはまだ早いよ。超高校級の絶望がやったことはこんなもんじゃない。
No, my gosh, don't tell her that.
上による絶望を得ようと絶食し続けて骨と皮だけになったやつもいれば、殺し合いの実験のために江ノ島に自分の家族を差し出したやつもいた。
What on earth?
もしくは死んだ江ノ島の後追い自殺を強要し一般市民を大量に虐殺したり、あとは江ノ島の目を自分に移植した人もいたっけ。彼女の絶望を見ようとでもしたのかな。他には江ノ島の子孫を作ろうとして死んだ彼女の体から。
Okay, that's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous, man. Come on. Like you're raping a dead carcass?
もうやめろ。
作り話だ。そんなもん全部作り話に決まってる。
Like how could you be so utterly obsessed with somebody and their way of thinking? Like how could you be so absolutely like brainwashed by somebody's way of thinking that even after their death, you tried to have children with them?
外の世界の自分に絶望しちゃったんだね。その気持ちはわかるよ。でも心配しなくても大丈夫。僕が指し示す希望に進めば必ず救われるからさ。
救う？おめえが俺らを？
当然だよ。それが僕の目的だからね。新世界プログラムだってそのためのものなんだ。
このプログラムに俺らを入れたのも俺らを救うためってことか。
そもそも新世界プログラムでの共同生活はシミュレーションだったんだ。君たちから希望が峰学園の記憶を奪えば本当に超高校級の絶望の影響はなくなるのか。それを試すための
I mean, in a way,
テ
it
スト
worked.
ことか。そのテスト自体には見事合格したって言えるんじゃないかな。希望のかけらを集めた後で卒業試験という本来のルートからは大きくそれてしまったけど。
それでも予定外のトラブルを乗り越え、君たちはこの場所にたどり着くことができた。だからあとは君たちがここで卒業を選ぶだけだよ。
そうすれば俺らはここから出られんのか？
ただしこっから卒業したらお前らの学園生活の記憶は完全に
Now you tell us that? And now you tell us that?
この卒業試験で卒業を選び、そして監視者が問題ないと判断した者だけがこの世界のアバターを本体に上書きした上で希望構成プログラムを完了できるんだ。
上書き？
It means by uploading our avatar's memories into our bodies, we're also forcibly erasing our past selves. That's why it's called the Hope Restoration Program. So that is the Neo World Program.
なあ、その場合ってよ、死んだ連中はどうなっちまうんだ？
上書きするためのアバターが消滅している以上はどうしようもないよ。やっぱり目覚めねえってことかよ。
クソが。
とりあえず今の条件まとめてみたので、こちらのフリップをご覧ください。卒業を選ぶとゲーム内の記憶のみが引き継がれ、奪われていた学園生活の記憶は完全に失われます。一方、死んだ皆さんに関しては残念ながらお目覚めになることはありません。
ちなみに卒業を選ばなかった場合はどうなるのですか？
このまま南国生活を続けてもらうだけだよ。おい、なんでそんなこと聞いてんだよ。
だって外の世界に出ても私たちはめちゃくちゃな状態なんですよ。それならむしろこの島にいた方が。
Is not an
何言
option.
ってんだよ。俺らはここから出るためにずっと頑張ってきたんじゃねえのかよ。
でも無理して辛い現実に出なくてもいいんじゃない？ここでずーっとゲームしていようよ。
バカ言うな。これ以上こんな狂った世界にいたらマジで頭がどうかしちまうって。
けどよ、あいつらを犠牲にして俺らだけ助かっちまっていいのか？
今さら何言ってんだよ。ここで俺らが出なかったら今までやってきたことは何だったんだよ。
You're right. We've been trying desperately to survive until we can finally leave this place. If we don't get out of here now, all the deaths we've endured will be in vain. I know this, but something's not right. How come Monokuma isn't trying to stop us? Is he just gonna stay quiet and overlook us getting out of this game world? Then everything Monokuma did would be pointless too. Not only that, is it really okay for us to believe him? Should we get out, or... Alright, what are we picking? Oh, the way he was talking is making it seem like we shouldn't leave. But getting out... If we get out, we lose the memories of our previous lives. So it's not like we even remember all the crap that we did before. That memory was erased. Whereas, if we choose to stay, we keep all the knowledge that we've learned in this game. And continuing living through this, like, no, we can't stay here. Like, we can't. Like, we cannot stay here. I can't stand this anymore. I'm done with this game. Regardless of whether or not there's a punishment, it doesn't matter. Games need a game over, otherwise there won't be any tension. It's basically like a penalty, but for the sake of your generation, who needs to be constantly coddled? I shall grant you the right to retry. You won't feel despair unless you can retry. You guys will just give up. So, please select retry. However, when you want to flee from despair, make sure you don't select retry.
真実も未来も見えないままここで終わってしまうのか。
I really do not want to make the wrong choice. But what even is the wrong choice? The other option was the correct option.
記憶が外の世界の記憶なら狛枝がそこでやってたことって
Okay, we can skip all this part.
江ノ島純子と
わけわかんない
Okay, we can skip all this part.
もし当然希望この卒業試験この世界
Yeah, I was supposed to pick the other option.
でも無理して辛い現実に出なくてもいいんじゃない？ここ
バカ言うな。
けど
今さら何
If we don't get out of here, all the deaths we've endured will be in vain. I know this, but he's not trying to stop us. Is it really okay for us to believe him?
そうかちょっと待ってくれ決めるのはもう少し待ってくれないかおめえもソニアみてえにおじけついたのかいやそうじゃないだけど何かおかしいと思わないか
おかしいってなんだよねえ君はまだ分かってないの君たちみたいな超高校級の絶望なんて本来なら見捨てられて叱るべき人間なんだぞそれを救ってやろうって言ってるんだ未来機関の懐の深さに感謝するべきじゃないのか
苗木さんどうなさったのですか
いいからおとなしく未来機関に従えよ未来機関は世界の希望なんだぞ
やっぱりだやっぱりお前はおかしいぞ
No, there's something not right. Alright, well before that, I need to blow my nose. Alright. So, now it's looking as if the Makoto is seeming suspicious to Hajime. Oh, we were under the belief that the Future Foundation was not our enemy. But now Hajime believes that Makoto is acting suspicious.
せっかく助けてやるって言ってるのにどうして言うことを聞かないんだ。
とりあえず外に出してもらおうぜ。だって未来機関は正義の味方なんだろ。
むしろ悪いのは私たちらしいです。
信用してもいいんだよな。
未来機関は世界の希望だ。誰も未来機関には逆らえない。それもわからないなんて愚かだよ。
There's something wrong with him. That's all you have to say? Well, what's wrong? Let's just find out. That's right. The email that he got.
どうして言うことを聞かないんだ。
だって未来機関
むしろ悪いのは
信用してもいい。未来機関は世界の希望だ。誰も未来機関には逆らえない。それは違うぞ。
What was with that email that you got, Makoto?
ちょっと待てよ。未来機関に逆らうのが愚かだって。
Look at what it says on this email. Oh, where are you guys? What are you doing right now? What you're doing is a serious act of treason. Do you understand? Why are you protecting the remnants of despair, which is us? It should be abundantly clear to you how dangerous it is to keep these people alive. Stay calm and think about this carefully. You guys are being lied to. Think carefully about what's important to bring the light of hope to the world. The 6 of you joined the Future Foundation because you agree with our ideals. The Future Foundation rescued you from the tragedy you survived and helped you recover your memories. Immediately return the remnants of despair to our headquarters. Unless we eliminate them, the tragedy will never... The Future Foundation is trying to kill us. They are trying to kill us. As soon as it was discovered that we are the remnants of despair, that should have became clear to me. But Makoto is not the one trying to kill us, he's the one defying the Future Foundation. So he's right to ask, did you just say it's foolish to defy them? Because that's exactly what he's doing right now.
お前がやってたことは何なんだ。何がだよ。俺は見たんだ。未来機関からお前に当てられたメールをな。
Yeah, I already read it out loud.
そのメールでは、苗木誠は未来機関に逆らって絶望の残党をかばったことになっていた。そいつが言ってることとは明らかに矛盾している。
So let's revisit that question. Is it true that we are actually the remnants of despair? Is it true that we're the remnants of despair? Because if it is true, then yes. Why are you protecting us? And defying the Future Foundation and then trying to make it seem like we shouldn't be defying them.
つうか、そのメールってなんだ。未来機関が俺らを殺そうとしてたって。
ちょっと待ってろ。それは後回しだ。なあモノクマ、確かあそこにあった手がかりは全部本物なんだよな。
And that's not the only contradiction. What this Makoto person is saying also contradicts what we've already been told. I cannot guarantee that there are no issues with this program. To tell you the truth, I wasn't sure whether or not to run the program on you guys. But this was the only way to save you. I wanted to protect you. And to me, those words seemed much more real. If so, the person in front of us is...
答えろよ苗木誠お前は誰なんだ
Who are you really, Makoto?
画面ってどっから見ても苗木くんじゃん。可愛いと評判の苗木誠くんじゃん。
お前には聞いてない俺が聞いてるの
ないな。苗木くんじゃないって言うならその根拠を言ってみろ。
Damn it, he's trying to interfere. Then, to prove whether that Makoto Naegi is real or not, I'm gonna shove that in his face. Oh, panic talk action?
見えない聞こえない。また来週。何さ何なのさ。お仕置きが待ってるよ。はしゃいじゃ何を言ってるのかね。やめて。
I forgot about this.
そんなわけないじゃない。証拠証拠証拠。本当にいいのかな。会えないよ。ふま。本当にいいのかな。何を言ってるのかね。見えない聞こえない。
How am I missing?
また来週。何さ何なのさ。お仕置きが待ってるよ。はしゃいじゃって。
Oh, wait. How am I missing? I'm literally listening to the music and following it.
何を言ってるのかね。やめて。そんなわけないじゃない。証拠証拠証拠。本当にいいのかな。会えないよ。ふま。本当にいいのかな。何を言ってるのかね。 見えない聞こえない。また来週。何さ何なのさ。お仕置きが待ってるよ。チョコザイな。苗木くんじゃないって言うならその根拠を言ってみろ。
Okay, no, that... Oh, what was it again? Oh, what? Okay, I got it. 11037.
苗木誠お前が本物だって言うなら教えてくれよ
11037, that's the password. I couldn't remember the exact password. Yeah, 11037. Even the teacher doesn't know it. For the person who set up this password, this number is very meaningful to them. So tell me
お前はどうしてネ
this.
ズミ以上のパスワードを11037って数字にしたんだ
なんだったっけ
You don't even know it.
答えられないのか
おかしいな。むしろ君はどこでそれを知ったんだ。
そんなことはどうでもいいだろうどうなんだよ答えられるのかよ
ああ、バレちゃったな。
バレた。じゃあ
So he was a fake this entire time.
残念だよ。
結構いい線いってると思ったんだけどな。
消えた。おい、人が消えちまったぞ。
今さらそんなことで驚いてどうすんだ。プログラム空間だから何でもありなんだろ。
では今のもモノクマさんの仕業だったのですね。
あわわわ、自作自演がバレちゃった。こいつは自殺者の恥ずかしさですぞ。
どういうつもりだ。どうして未来機関の偽物なんかを出しやがった。
今の偽物は俺たちを外の世界に出そうとしていた。だったらそれがお前の目的か。そこ
I'm sorry.
ああ、見透かされちゃった。スケスケになるまで見透かされちゃった。
That Makoto was all a trap set up by Monokuma.
罠って一体どんな罠を仕掛けたのですか？
おい、早いとこ白状した方が身のためだぞ。
The real Makoto is defying the Future Foundation because they're trying to kill
さっ
us.
さと吐かねえと全殺しだからな。
今すぐやっちまえ。そうすりゃこの悪夢も終わりだ。
暴力は反対。これはそういうゲームじゃなくて、もうちょっと知的なゲームだったでしょ。
何がゲームだ。そんなもんはもう終わりだ。
このゲームが終わる。いやいや、まだ終わらせんよ。まだ変身すらしてないのに終われるわけないじゃん。
Before you've transformed,
変身？
ラスボス戦と言ったら変身がつきものでしょ。某ロールプレイングゲームもそうだし。ほら、例のゲームのことだよ。ドラゴンクエ。
余計なこと言ってんじゃねえよ。
さて、それではご覧に入れちゃおうか。第2形態も第3形態もすっ飛ばした最終形態を。
is this who we see? The mastermind? Is this when we see the mastermind?
はったりかましてんじゃねえぞ。ぶん殴って仲間を引きずり出してやる。
What? I have a bad feeling about this. Like the inside of my brain is burning, sizzling. A really, really bad feeling.
さあ、この巨大な絶望をしっかりとその目に焼き付けるがいい。
So what is he about to do? Yeah, you sound like you're taking the fattest dump of your life. Just come on. No, when did she get this ginormous form? No, when did Junko get this ginormous... No, what on earth, man?
何が起きてるんだ。
幻覚を見ているのでしょうか。
I mean, I know this is a simulation, so anything's
何で
possible.
もありだからってここまではさすが
Yeah,
に
exactly.
なしだ
Anything
ろ。
goes, but this is extreme.
はあ LL サイズの女子高生を目の前にすると人ってそんなリアクションするんだ。でもそんなに大きいかな。むしろ小さいくらいじゃない？
でかいだろ。でかすぎだろ。
え？でも某アクションゲームのボスとかもっとでかいよ。 ほら例のゲームのことだよ。ゴッド・オブ・ウォーね。
結局行っちまいやがった。
うんうん。バストは推定15メートルってとこかしら。絶望的に巨乳ね。
Oh my gosh, can we please change the subject?
ねえねえ挟んであげよっか。大きいのって気持ちいいよ。
潰されちまうって。
きっとこれが美少女ゲームだったら今ので胸の谷間の CG が入っていたところだけど、でも残念でした。これは美少女ゲームじゃありません。もちろんアクションゲームでもないから巨大なラスボスとバトル爽快感もありません。
絶望的だなおい。
これがモノクマさんの正体なのですか？
俺らはこんなの相手にしねえといけねえのかよ。
こんなの呼ばわりだなんてショックです。ひどいですよ先輩。
急にキャラクターが変わったような。
You didn't notice it the other 3 times it did?
私って自分のキャラに飽きっぽいの。という飽きっぽいキャラにも飽きてんだけどね。そこでクズリュウ君は飽きたって早すぎだろっていうのね。先輩たちのデータならたんまりあるから思考を先回りするくらいは楽勝です。
飽きてないじゃないですか。
飽きるのに飽きちゃったんです。ああ、死んでも飽きっぽいなんて嫌になっちゃう。
Well, clearly you're not dead. Well, not entirely dead. Even when you're dead, does that mean that she's dead in real life? Is this person's true identity?
そうか。もしかしてお前が江ノ島純子か。
江ノ島純子だと？死んだはずじゃなかったのかよ。
Again, this is a simulation.
確かに
This is not
あの
reality.
時は言っちゃったけどさ。悪かったわね、すぐに言っちゃって。仕方ないじゃない、ああいうの初めてだったし。もうバカ、行かせたのはそっちのくせに。
その時に言っちゃった人がどうしてここにいるのですか？
あんたらは人工知能プログラムアルターエゴって知ってる？
Wait, huh?
そうなのじゃ。今の私様は人工知能なのじゃ。人類すら超越したのじゃ。
何が人工知能プログラムだ。次から次に口頭無形なことばっか言ってんじゃねえよ。
ほら、私ってこんな性格だからすぐに死にそうじゃん。だから生前にあらかじめ作っておいたんだよね、自分の人工知能プログラムをさ。
And somehow her AI can still exist in this simulation.
そんな私を誰かがこの新世界プログラムへとつないでくれて、どうして江ノ島アルターエゴがあんたらの前に絶望的に現れたってわけよ。
That's insane. This insane bitch is Junko Enoshima? She's responsible for everything? The destruction of Hope's Peak Academy? The destruction of the world? The one who took over the Neo World program and forced us to kill each other? It was all this girl's doing. I'm not gonna keep using that. I understand why he wants to keep using it, but even so, what am I supposed to do? We'll find out next time on the next episode of Danganronpa Goodbye Despair. Now I'm gonna end it here. And the next video, or the next stream, will likely be the finale. Yeah, the next stream should be the finale, so coincidentally the same number of streams as Trigger Happy Havoc. Very coincidental there. So I will see you all next week for the absolute craziest conclusion of this insane game. Thank you all for staying tuned, and I will see you all next week. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.